All right, so I'm live with Assimilating C Sharp, which is a great language. I'm a huge fan of C Sharp, and I'm going to go ahead and just get started here. Share my screen, and we'll go from there. So, what I can do is get this cooking. Okay, great. So, in order to start off with C Sharp here, I think last that I left off was potentially right here. Perfect. Live coding C sharp. Great. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to just spin this thing up. And a couple things to point out here. Again, dev container is our friend. We have .NET 7, all that kind of really good stuff inside of here. And it really does make your life easier when you've got all this stuff set up. And if I go to code spaces, look, it's disabled. We want to enable. So that's gonna go ahead and be enabled. And also what I'm going to do is just make a new environment. So I'm going to say new with options. And because it's a compiled language, I like a beefy machine. We're going to go ahead and launch a 16 core environment and get started here. So this, and I can actually look at where I left off last time. And so we're able to create some command line tools before, which is, I think, one of my favorite things to build. And I think I'm going to stick with this today. I'm going to actually build some more command line tools with .NET. I think it's always a really good idea to actually build as many command line tools as you can. In fact, and we'll go ahead and do that. So I'm going to take a look at the docs while this thing's spinning up here. And so what do we got here? So we have command line API. This is command line parsing, invocation, rendering, and what do we have here? We have system command line, dragon fruit, build command lines by using a convention with strongly typed. So it looks like a kind of a cool little project here that we've got set up here in terms of like an emerging new way to build command line tools on .NET, if I understand correctly. I'm still not, I would say, a massive .NET expert, but let's take a look at the docs from pretty recent, right? This was just a few months ago. If we look at this, it says this is in preview still, and this is the documentation for version 2 beta 4. And this actually provides some cool things, like, for example, lets you focus on running your app code. It's trim friendly. So yeah, looks good. Automatically supports tab completion, response files, and it's got a lot of really cool stuff with it. So yeah, let's try to build some more stuff with this. And we got that spinning. And if we look at the log files, you can see that it's going to kind of put everything together with this particular .NET project. The other thing that we can take a look at, because it's been a couple months since I've been in this project, is let's look at the Docker file. And I'm curious if we should stay with .NET 7 or not. Now, how would I find this out? I think what I could do is I could look, we could do a quick search here and see for dev containers. What do we got? So official .NET container from Microsoft SDK, .NET 7. We got here. Is there a slightly different it looks like it's 7 still. I don't see anything newer than this. So good. Okay, we're .NET 7 appears to be pretty well supported here. And it looks like I can stay with that. So I'm going to go ahead and stay with .NET 7. I guess I could do one more real quick search here and say, .NET 7 and see if there's other things that are going on here. So we have .NET 7's available. That's November. So this is very recent, right? It looks like things haven't changed quickly enough. So I should be fine with running it in this particular environment. So it looks like it's probably getting pretty close to being built here. Now, the reason why something may or may not take a longer amount of time, I could just show this, is if we go to the dev container, here's one thing that adds time is like the base image. And the other one is if we go to the dev container JSON file, it's what are the features installed, right? And so it could depend on how much stuff we have inside of here that makes it take a long time or doesn't take a long time. It could be that these features, see these common utilities, some of these may take a little bit of time to spin up. But let's go ahead and wait for this thing. And again, this is where the dev container pre-builds are pretty cool because they stop you from having to spend a ton of time waiting for things. So in the future, we should be able to get this thing cooking. But yeah, the idea here would be that I would just really quickly build another command line tool that would use the same style, right? As make a directory, cd into it, or make a project directory, cd into it, target the .NET 7 framework, add the system.command line to it, and then build it and then run it. Now, what's cool is notice this also is like Rust, right? You see that --. So once you start to learn multiple languages, it is cool how you can see there's some synergy. Okay, so we're here. So what do we want to build next here? What I'm going to do is I'm going to really quickly build another command line tool. I'm going to try to do a Marco Polo here because I think that would, I don't know if I've built that one yet. Nope, let's do that. So we'll do that. We'll say make directory, say Marco Polo, and we'll cd into it. Well, let's make it cd into Marco Polo. And now what we want to do is we want to target the .NET 7 here framework, and we're able to do that. And now what I want to do is I want to say .NET add the system command line package. Make this a little bit bigger. There we go. Looks good. I mean, a lot of verbose output, but it looks good. And then the next thing that we're going to do is we can take a look at this. So that would build it, right? Like if I just want to say .NET, build, that would build it. And if I want to say .NET, run, for example, that would run it. But this is just hello world. But I want to build a Marco Polo. So what we're going to do is we're going to say, we're going to try to use Copilot again to help us out. So I'm going to say build a Marco Polo command line tool that uses system command line. And so now using system command line, and we're going to say create a function that thing is when the command line is invoked. Now I'm going to probably need to I'm going to probably need to, whoops, I don't know what I did there. Oh, I made a new terminal. So let's get rid of that. So let's make a new terminal. Okay, so if I cd into Marco Polo here, I'm kind of curious. The other README, it was, the other one that I did was hello console comprehend. That's one. And then I did a phrase repeater probably, which was this one. So here we go. This looks like more like kind of what I would want to set up. And so I'm going to take some of this to prompt things in a better way. So I'm going to do that. and we're gonna say namespace will be Marco Polo, and then we're gonna say basically, let's see what happens. Now, is it smart enough to give us some good suggestions? So it's gonna say the root Marco Polo root command set handler. So again, I'm gonna have to tweak this a little bit because we probably want to build a static void here that will be something like that. So we can do that. We can say Marco Polo, and we don't need to we can just say name. And we can say basically if Marco and return Polo. So that's basically what we want. And for .NET here, I always forget the if else here. Let's see, we want to say if name is Marco, then return Polo. Yeah, will that just work? Let's see. If console.write, otherwise I don't know you. Okay, there we go. That looks better. Yeah, we had to put some brackets around it. That looks good. Set handler. And now we also, I'm just looking at my other command here. We probably want to do some options. So it's going to look something like that. Let me look here. So it's going to be above there. So let's try that. Something like this. And then we're going to say this is going to be name. Let's say name option. Here, name option. Something like that. There we go. And we'll say the name to input. There we go. Let's try that. Now, I am already missing. I don't know if .NET has a formatter. Let me look real quick. In fact, I'm missing a make file. Let's see, like .NET formatter. Does it have it? Ooh, that looks good. Does that work? .NET. Does this format my code? Excellent. Thank you, .NET. Please work. Or do you have to give it? Oh, no. Wow. I love this. So I'm going to put that in my makefile. It's amazing. Once you start programming in a lot of languages, you just start to see the matrix. And here we go. Sure. Let's install that tool. Let's go back here. So what I'm going to do here is when I'm getting my suggestions here, right? We'll say make formats. Does this work? Excellent, right? So it formatted our code. I don't yet. It looks like I've got everything hooked up here. So, and then I'm going to say build. So we'll say build would be .NET build, and then run, be .NET run, but it would be dash. It wouldn't be that, right? Because it would be something like this. Well, first let's try that. It would be something like this. It would be like that. Let's try that. So let's say make build as a compile. Well, I'm surprised. I'm a skeptic. Make run. Ooh, I'm still a skeptic. How is this working? I'm so shocked that this even works. So what we're going to do then is we're going to say .NET run. We're going to say Marco Polo help. Does that work? Wow, it does work. So a version works, but I'm missing. It doesn't appear to be invocable. I'm missing something. So what do I need here? What am I missing? Let me look at the other program that I wrote, the phrase repeater. Oh, I'm not adding them. So I need to do something like this. Something kind of like this to it, right? I need to, because it's, so we say set handler console.write Marco Polo. No, that's not right. That's not right. It would look, so let's do that. So add option, name option, exactly what I want to do. Say perfect. I want to set the handler to be, in fact, to be, we want to set the set handler. Let's do this. Set handler to be, does that work? Set handler, pass the name option in. Now let's do a make format. Okay. And then build it. Make build. I also need to figure out the .NET linter soon. Okay. Maybe that works. And then if I go back here, let's just say .NET run help. Did I get more stuff to appear? Ooh, I got a name to appear. It's looking promising. Marco Polo, name Marco. Oh, victory. Okay, so I think this does show yet again something I've been saying to a lot of people. Copilot is a revolutionary type technology. I'm not that good at .NET, but I'm looking a lot better than I am. And so, we got another one working. So lesson 4, I think just keep going. Just keep building, like lesson 4, build more CLI. Right? Keep going. I'll put a little note that says add linter though. Add linter. There you go. But I'm very happy with what I built. So we'll say get status, add this, commit this, adding working demo, and another victory for Copilot. I'll see people in a couple weeks.